Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for stopping by. My name is Eddie. If this is your first time here, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel to let me know that you guys stopped by to hang out with me. I would greatly appreciate it. Your support is always appreciated on this channel. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the content for today. Now, Luigi Mangione. My guy Luigi had kind of slowly faded from my For You page recently, but he recently also reappeared, most recently because he's going through trial, and he has garnered so much support amongst the American people, right? If you guys recall, if you guys don't recall what happened back in December, which I'm sure you do, there was a shooting and he was accused of being a suspect in that shooting, and that's what he's going through trial for. He was a United Healthcare CEO, was shot back in December. So that is what he was a suspect in. Of course, all alleged. You are innocent until proven guilty. But as he's going through trial, what I've noticed is that there is a lot of support for Luigi. There was even support back when this happened, right? Like America was very much pro Luigi in spite of what he was accused of. So that support has continued. So much money has been raised for his legal defense. So, and the American people are still backing him up, and they are still like, they're standing 10 toes down for Luigi. They're still supporting him. So I kind of want to get into some reactions because it's going to kind of explain where that support's coming from and what the American people are actually thinking when it comes to this situation. So we're going to sit back, relax, and get into the content. And as always, I'm going to come back and give my commentary, and then we'll give you guys a chance to comment as well to let us know what you guys are thinking. So let's go ahead and play the content, and I'll be right back.
Thank you for sacrificing your entire life for a message. I think that the people are waking up and realizing that it's not an issue of right versus left. There is 1% of the population that is keeping the rest of us, the 99% of us, the majority of us, sick, poor, confused, angry, and pointing the finger at one another. The real terrorism is actually these corporations that work to keep us sick and poor and dying at crazy rates for their own profit. That's the real murder here.
Accept these donations. How does it all work?
Yeah, Nicole, that's exactly right. He would need to accept the donations in order to use them, and he would do that through his legal team. His attorneys would need to coordinate with the people who are running the fundraisers in order to get those funds. They don't have to do it. They're under no obligation to, but he has 3 court cases happening, 2 in New York, 1 in Pennsylvania, that are very, very expensive, and his attorney is very high powered. So one such fund that has raised more than $290,000, the December 4th Legal Committee. They tell News Nation that that money has come from more than 10,000 individual donors. So more than 10,000 people have sent money to defend this guy in court. A lot of these people have said they don't condone the violence that he is accused of, but really support the message, if that makes some sort of sense there. Now, according to the December 4th Legal Committee, they do tell News Nation that Karen Friedman Agnifilo, that is Mangione's lead attorney, they say she has accepted the funds on his behalf, and they included a statement from Agnifilo that said that he's aware of the outpouring of support and appreciates it and plans on using the $290,000+ in order to defend himself in these cases.
I am here with my friends because we support Luigi Mangione for unaliving CEO Brian Thompson, because we take a stand. We take a stand, and most of the world as well is tired of insurance companies being corrupt.
I think it's kind of sickening that they're trying to condone or advocate for a murder when just because he's attractive and they killed someone that they don't like.
I'm gonna pause right there. I didn't agree with what he said. People are not supporting Luigi because he's attractive. Maybe some shallow people are. There was some pictures floating around social media back in December regarding his looks and stuff like that. He's an okay looking guy, but I mean, I don't think that's it. Like, Whatever. Move on. I think that was a little ignorant, to be honest with you. I didn't like that.
Support for the 26-year-old and bring attention to what they say is the injustice of the U.S. healthcare system.
Luigi has freed our minds in a way, and we need to free Luigi.
Luigi Mangione is on his way to the New York criminal courthouse right now. He agreed to be extradited here to face murder charges.
The claim that this is an act of terror is absolutely absurd, and it goes to show how afraid this 1% is of us, the people, making change that actually benefits the 99%.
Out of touch rich people are. I'm not talking about someone who just has like a really big house or maybe has a beach house as well. I'm talking about the 0.1%, not even the 1%, but the 0.1% whose income and net worth is in the tens of millions of dollars. Like, we're talking about the people whose net worths are in the 20, 30, 40, 50 million dollars plus. Like, we're not talking about the people who make like $500,000 or even $1 million a year. It's the people who could quit their jobs and they would never have to work again because of the wealth they've accumulated. Like, the average CEO income of an S&P 500 company is $18 million. That's who we're talking about. Like, those people have nothing in common. They don't relate to anything or understand what it's like for the average American, the average worker. They don't understand that. And look, I know a lot of people's goal in life is to make as much money as they can, so more power to those people in those positions. But you have nothing in common with the average person. You just don't. Once you're making that much money per year, you cannot sit here and understand what the average person goes through. So that's why it's frustrating when I see people defend these like really rich and wealthy people, and it's like they have nothing in common with you. They would turn their back on you so quickly if it got them more money, right? That's what people don't fucking understand.
Healthcare is a human right. Corporate greed, we must fight. Healthcare is a human right.
Doing this for you guys.
No more deaths by denial. Put the system on trial. No more deaths by denial.
In case you're not paying attention to the actual video and you're just listening to the audio, these protesters are in the freezing cold in New York City. Look at the jackets they have on. They have on furs, beanies, coats, hoodies. These people are freezing cold, but they are outside in support. This is a lot.
We are here today because of the unfair prejudice against Italians, and we want to represent our fellow brother in arms, Luigi Mangione.
We don't consider it murder when a company dumps.
Do we see this giant truck?
Terrorism punishment just does not fit the crime at all here.
How do you feel about Luigi being hit with terrorism charges?
I don't feel terrorized by the action that was committed because I'm not a billionaire.
I want to know what America defines as terrorism, because I don't see that as an act of terrorism.
Luigi pleaded not guilty to the 11 state and federal charges brought against him. Now it's the state that's arguing that the shooting was an act of terrorism.
I'm a New Yorker. I live here in the city. I don't feel
I
terrorized.
think that they're trying to hit him with whatever they can to give him the death penalty, and I think that that's gross. What terrorizes me is the healthcare system.
This is by no means done to people that are out here committing mass murders. None of those people have been charged with domestic terrorism. One individual does one act on December 4th, and that somehow overrides and allows for all of this to happen.
All right, so you guys heard what they had to say. Now, did you guys see the pattern that I saw? Like towards the very end, I kind of realized that a lot of people kept referencing the 1%, right? So I really feel like that's kind of just like the real issue at hand. The American people were tired. We're tired. We are mentally tired. We are physically tired. We are emotionally drained and tired because we're working, we're paying for healthcare, but it's covering very little. 1%, I'm sorry, you cannot relate to anything that we're going through. But this is the thing when it comes to support for Luigi. Luigi, I feel a lot of other people feel that he represents their average person and the struggles that the average person goes through that the 1% can't really identify with, either because A, they're too rich to identify with what we're going through, or B, maybe they do know what we're going through and they just don't care because they're about profit. And the American healthcare system is so overwritten with greed that they make so much money and they give so little to help people, right? Because when it comes to people feeling that they're being taken advantage of in the healthcare system, these are claims that are being denied for people with really serious illnesses like diabetes, dementia, cancer, could be, MS, whatever, pick an illness, whatever, we all know them. It's expensive to treat these things, but it's even worse when you're going through it and you are paying for healthcare and things are being denied that somebody really needs, either because the company doesn't want to pay for it because it's too expensive, but yet you've been paying them premiums and they've been taking it willingly, but now you have a claim and you want something paid for it, like it's not covered, right? He represents a struggle that we all go through, and that's why people are supporting him the way that they are, because people are so tired of being taken advantage of by greed. These companies, whether it's a healthcare company or just a regular insurance company, car insurance, whatever, you name it, they make billions of dollars. CEOs make billions of dollars. The investors make billions of dollars. It's all about profit. And the more claims you deny, the more profitable you are. That is just common sense. So we are tired of that. We're so tired of that. And the supporters are fed up with the 1%. Just in general, healthcare aside, American people, there's this huge wealth divide that's been going on, and it really kind of widened a lot more during the pandemic because, and I talked about this in another video, people across the board, companies across the board have raised prices and they have cited inflation as the reason. And I'm sorry, we're not really buying it the way we were before. You're talking about how everything is so much more expensive, so now you have to raise the prices on your products and or services. Yet at the end of the year, you're reporting record-breaking profits. Please make it make sense. What is it? Is it that it costs more to produce something or to cover something in the healthcare field? Or are you making record profits? And that's what that's all based on, because I'm thinking it's the latter. I'm thinking you raised your prices because you could. And now you're taking home record profits that you're reporting and throwing it in our face. Because you told us that it costs more to produce it or to cover it. But now you're saying that you're making record-breaking profits. So there's a lie somewhere in there. And I know what the lie is. So the healthcare system needs an overhaul. I don't even know how many times I have to say that. But it's probably not going to happen. And that's why things like this happen. That's why people hate healthcare companies, because they refuse to make any changes. They don't really care about us in a real way. They care about profits only. So once we get that understood, then we can just understand that they don't give two shits about the American people. They really, really don't. And they never really have. I think that in other countries, it's a lot different, obviously. That's not the first time I've said that. But the American healthcare system isn't going to change because they don't want to mess with their profits. It's way too profitable of a business. And I'm sorry, I think that it's really shitty that American people have to suffer even physically because you want to make a profit. I think that is the saddest thing to even have to think about, because when you go to a doctor's office or you go to a hospital to have an operation or to have something taken care of medically and you're paying into this premium, you do expect it to be covered. You don't really expect any type of pushback, but when you get that, it is a slap in the face. And I don't understand how they even sleep at night. They sleep on their $1 million mattresses, I'm sure. So I don't know why even, it's not really even worth getting upset over anymore, because I feel like they don't even hide it. They play in our face all day long. Not just healthcare companies, insurance companies, they do it too. They do the exact same thing. They have raised, even personally, they have raised my car insurance 100%. When I tell you that it doubled in 1 year, it literally went from like $130 a month to $270 a month. That's more than double. 0 tickets, 0 accidents, 0 claims. Make it make sense. I don't understand. You're going to have to break that down to me. And I actually called about it, and they literally just said, oh, well, because the prices to repair vehicles or to total vehicles is a lot more now, so we have to charge more. I'm sorry, when did you repair my vehicle? When did you total out my vehicle? Because that has never happened. So maybe you should charge the bad drivers more. Don't charge me more. So I'm just a little tired of it. The wealth inequality is so severe that it's almost like the middle class has kind of disappeared from the face of the earth. You have people that are like pretty much in poverty, and then you have people that are making so much money that they can't even relate to people in poverty or anywhere in between because they make so much money. So there is like no middle ground. You're either really poor and you can't see a way out and you're out protesting because you understand the struggles of everybody else. And honestly, I thought that 99%, we all kind of relate to each other because we're all in the same shitty situation. Or you're in that 1% where you're so rich that you're just kind of looking down on everybody, all the peasants below you. And you're kind of just like, oh, look at those little, they look like little ants running around, scrambling to work and make ends meet. That sucks for them. Let's raise the prices more. Like, it's terrible. Like, I hate it here. Even talking about this, I hate it here. I really do hate it here. But Luigi has gotten so much support. I understand why. When you listen to everybody in the video in these clips, you start to understand why. So regardless of what side you're on, the American people we're just tired. That's all. We need a break. But this, I hope this is enlightening for you guys, because when I saw all the videos online, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like so interesting, because I know this was the tone back in December, but it's still the tone today. And I kind of have forgot about it, but the people haven't changed. They're like, listen, we're riding with this person to the very end. So I can't say I blame them, but I hope you guys are having a good day, a good night, wherever it is, whatever time zone you're in when you're watching this video. I hope that you're having a fantastic time. Be safe out there, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.